Hello, and welcome to the channel. I'm glad to make this video today. This is the second part of Oh Frank, and I kind of not finished on the first one, but we're gonna accomplish that in this video. So first of all, I'm gonna try to open here the chat to see if somebody's around. I know it's very early in the morning for the Eastern time in the USA. Maybe somebody will hop in. We'll see. So, hello. Welcome. That's right. Welcome to the channel. And a smiley face. I always put smiley faces. Kind of cool, I guess. All right. So we got that done. Let's see. Smiley face. Boom. All right. And so I hope today you can listen to me better because it's kind of difficult to have the setup perfectly. But I think I finally did what I have to in order for you to listen to me, because I noticed that the volume of the mic is kind of low, but I can't figure out how to make it higher unless I have the microphone literally in, like next to my mouth. So I cut everything out because I didn't want to have that on video, especially on live section, because it takes a lot of time to emboss, cut, and then you get bored because I'm not doing anything here. But we did emboss this with I hope I didn't lose it again. Where is the embossing folder? Oh god. You see, I have everything ready, and when I'm ready, I don't have anything ready. Did that make sense? That doesn't make any sense, but here it is. So I use Team Holt's No Name 3D embossing folder because I really didn't find the name the other day. I mean yesterday, but it's this one. Okay, it's number 665754. So that's the embossing folder that I used for this card and this new card. And basically what I'm gonna do now, well, I also cut out Oh Frank with the die, so let me show you that if you haven't seen the first part. So this is the Simon Says stamp that I got. This is a STAMPtember exclusive Halloween edition, and here are the die cuts for this particular set of stamps. All right, so I did cut them out as well. We did color them yesterday, and so today we're gonna finish it off and put the card all together. That's the plan so far. So I saw somebody coming in. They didn't say hello, but hello if you're still in the room. All right. So this thing came out exactly as I wanted it. You see, maybe you cannot appreciate it on camera, but it's very shimmery. We played yesterday with those Team Holtz shimmer sprays, and so this has like screws, right? So I'm gonna use this thing called metallic lustre. When I did this one, I used lunar paste from Simon Hurley, but Simon Hurley hasn't come out with like a black color or metal, kind of metal color. And the colors I have from lunar paste do not match this stuff. So I thought having the screws in metal will be a little bit better. This is called black shimmer, but it's not really black. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's like a gunmetal color kind of thing. So it's a little dry. So what I like to do with this thing is put a little bit of water, because usually it's a little pasty, but I don't know, this one is kind of dry. So I like to You see, I like to put a little bit of that in my finger. And then, I don't know if I want to do it with my finger or actually I want to do it with a little, you know what? I might do it with this. This is kind of like a little, this is very thin. I have a thicker one. Let me see. These are like, I don't know how to explain, like a little diffuser kind of thing. See, you can appreciate it. You can't see that, so let me see. I have a black thing here. Okay, much better. So you can appreciate that one is thicker than the other one. So the blue one is the one that I want to use. So I'm going to use the blue. I don't know how these are called though. I got them free by buying some stuff. And ever since I've been using them, they're really cool. Because you can get on the detail without messing up, you know, the whole thing. So that's the idea. See, to have like a metal. I think this is gonna take a little time. Let's put a little bit of more water. Do that. But all you gotta do is just kind of like go around the bolt, and that's it. It's really nothing complicated, really. With the finger, it can be a little bit tricky, and I can go out of the area. So that's why I want to use this, because it's a little bit smaller. So it actually works really good. I'm going up this way. Get a little bit more of that. And let me see, a little bit more. I love this embossing folder. It's really cool. I like the grunge and the distress and all of that stuff in it. It's kind of really neat. Well, depending on what you're doing, right? So I thought this will go very well with O. Frank. So, you know, he's Frankenstein. So can you see that? It shimmers, but at the same time it looks like metal. Again, I don't think you can appreciate that here, but I guess when I take pictures you can see it better. I'll post them on my Instagram, Facebook, and blog if you want to go check it out, okay? So, okay. This is really fun. I mean, especially when you use a lunar paste. Oh, that's super fun. I like use this too, but this is more for like this kind of stuff is I like it better when I do assemblage and stuff like that. But sometimes for cards it's really cool too. So again, it really depends on what you're doing. See? So now I have the feeling that I have literally screws on those shims. I believe these are like grunge metal shims, and that's why I wanted to go with a silver touch to the screws, so it looked good, because If I would put green or blue, or it would look funky, and when it comes to that, I thought it would be better to be a little bit more realistic than weird. If I have put a green or purple color, it would have looked very weird. So here it is. It does dry really fast, so I don't need to worry. See, I'm just pressing my finger here and it does go really fast. So the next step is to go with putting everything together. So I'm gonna bring one of my card mats here. That way we can finish it off. Alright, so this is an A2 size card. And what I like to do, see, this is a little bit smaller. What I like to do is actually put a black background on it like this. This is a little bit smaller than what I need, so let's see if I'm in the wrong size. This is a little tiny. See that tiny little I didn't cut this one right. Let's see. It doesn't have to be black. It could be any color, really. Let's see. I have a few. See, I can use this one. I love this one. I already used this one for another card. This card is a little bit off. Let's see. See, like that. Now I put that on top. And it makes it a little bit funky. We can do that, or actually I like it. I really do. This is kind of like goes with the metal. Or you can do a color. Any color. Well, not any color. Something that matches, right? So we can use gray, like this gray, kind of matches. Or we can do any color, really. I don't know. Or black or darker gray. I like this gray. Maybe it's better a matte color like this. I think it's gonna be a little bit better. Gives it a little bit more I don't know, better concept there, right? So this is a little bit off. I don't know why. Maybe it's this particular card that is kind of like that. Oh well. All right, we're gonna do that. Put this here. So I'm gonna use my runner tape here for this. I always use three strips of glue or runner tape thing, and I'm gonna try to be the best exact thing that I can do for this. There we go. I think we got it. And then I see that it has like a white thing here, and maybe what I want to do is bring my, where's my Tumble black marker? I don't like it too much, so what I'm gonna do is just go with my marker on the edge and make that white like black, and it doesn't look, see? You don't see, you see the difference? Look at white, not white. See that? So that's to finish off the card in a better way. Right? So it's very easy to do. Nothing fancy I'm doing here. Right? See, now you don't see that. You remember when I did this? You would see a white line. There's no more white line. So that's a good trick to cover that white thing. All right. So I'm just gonna go and get my runner tape again. Put this together. Put this together so it looks good. Welcome to the channel, whomever came in. We're making a card. We're trying to finish the card that we started yesterday. So that's what I'm working on right now. All right. You're more than welcome to be in the chat and talk to us. So that's how it's gonna look. You know, the background. Now, Oh Frank is very simple. All I did was use some of these 3D pop-ups, and one thing that I forgot to do to Oh Frank was to use my white crayon to do some highlights to his face and to his hair. So we're gonna do that right now. So I totally forgot to finish that off yesterday. So what I'm doing is I'm just going through the edges of his hair to create those highlights. It's very simple. And of course a white crayon will be the ideal, not the pen. If you want to use a pen, that's fine, but I think the crayon is more subtle, so it gives a little bit of a better look for this particular stamp. Right? And that's all I did. I follow up through his hairline, and then I did some around like this. Excuse me, to have the sensation of the hair. Right? That's all I did. Very simple. Nothing complicated. And so now Frank has some highlights to his hair. I also did some highlights, but that, yeah, you will need the pen. So this is a Jelly Roll pen, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make some shiny eyes here. And that way he looks a little bit better. Alright, so those highlights are done. Now we wanna put Frankie on. I haven't worked on the sentiment because I wanted to do here live, but basically what I did was put Frankie here on the center like that, and then I'm gonna put the hands and the bulge right here. The hands are gonna be here with the sentiment. So maybe what we want to do is work on the sentiment before we put everything together. Okay, I think I'm gonna do that first. I'm gonna put this stuff over here, and I'm gonna put this guy over here so I don't mess it up. Where's the other hand? Uh-oh, see what I mean? I want to lose the pieces. Okay, I'm gonna put them right here. All right, so for the sentiment, we need to get the stamp that I use, which is Happy Halloween. It comes with a set. It has excuse me, more sentiments. We can use something else. I mean, we don't have to do Happy Halloween. We have Let's Be Frank. You're electrifying, you're amazing. I'm green with envy. You bring my life and you're your treats. Oh Frank, you keep me in stitches. I'm nuts and bolts about you. Happy Halloween. I like the Happy Halloween just because I'm trying to do what I did before, and so you know how to do it. So I'm gonna stick with the Happy Halloween. But you can use any other sentiment that you like. You don't necessarily have to use Happy Halloween, right? But I'm gonna stick with Happy Halloween. And for this one, we can also use black, like the black stripe like this one, or we can make it in white. I think maybe white could be with black letters. I don't know. What do you think? Now I don't. Now I'm gonna have that dilemma. Oh, we can make it in craft too. See, craft goes better with that color. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do a black, white. Let's stick with the black before I, do something that I'm not sure what I'm doing. So I'm gonna stick with the black here. I got some black cardstock. Okay. All right. So this is not straight. Let's make this a little bit straight first. I want to make the edges of this straight, so I'm going to bring the trimmer, the mini trimmer here, and I'm going to cut off this little long, it's kind of like wonky, because these are just, cardstock that I cut, and it's just the scraps, and so it's not perfectly cut. So I just want to make sure that it's, perfectly squared. Alright, so we did that really quick. Actually, I think I should have cut this a little bit more. Well, it's okay. Alright, so we're going to use the Misty for this. So I'm going to place this here. I'm going to position it right there, right? And then the stamp, I'm going to put it kind of like low here, a little bit lower, so I have the distance the way I want to when I put it back on the card, right? Alright, so that's good enough. And we're gonna bring the famous little handmade duster that I made with a little sock. And this has cornstarch, but I don't know, I'm not too good at like stamping in black, so we'll see how this one comes out. So this basically what it does is like take off the static from the paper and the statics from your fingers. So I'm gonna use Distress Embossing ink from Tim Holtz, and I'm gonna be using Ranger. I'm gonna be using Ranger White embossing folder. Ranger White embossing powder. Oh my gosh, not too good today. All right, let me open this and grab my little spoon here. All right, so this is ready. Have to put this away. All right. So we're gonna bring the Distress Embossing ink from Tim Holtz. I'm gonna put that all on the stamp the best I can. Right. And I'm gonna stamp it. I use my pressure a little bit with my hand here, and there it is. Oops, the H is not completely. Let me put a little bit more because the H didn't come out exactly right, so I'm gonna try to do that the best I can. All right. Oh no, it doesn't seem that it wants to do the H right for some reason. Let's try this again. I gotta act fast because this can dry really fast. So, but I'm trying to get the H to be perfectly stamped there, otherwise it won't come out perfect. I'm not getting the H for some reason. All right. Perfect. Now we got it. All right. So I'm going to put away this for a minute, and then I'll figure it out later what we're going to do with that. All right. I'm going to bring this and drop the powder. There we go. I think I got it. Yep. And after you finish doing this, sometimes if you want to be a little bit more perfect, you just get a little brush and take away some of that dust. But you gotta be careful because if you touch the letters are gonna be not okay when you finish, you know, embossing, right? So you want to be very, very careful when you do this. See, look at the H. The H doesn't have that little spot. So the way I can fix that maybe could be bring in something with a little bit of a sharp edge. and try to take off the dust. That way I have a little, oops, a little thing. Yeah, it's not perfect. Let me see. The end came a little bit wonky. There it is. And then this one. Okay, I'm trying to fix this, but it's hard. There. Just gonna leave it like that. It has a little bit of, you can actually identify as an A, right? So I'm gonna put this away. And we're gonna bring, let me dust out this a little bit more with this. No matter what I do, it's always gonna have a little bit of white little sparkly things, but oh well. I don't know, you know, there must be somebody expert on the matter, but I'm not an expert on this. Definitely not. Oh, I always forget my little hands so I don't burn myself. So I'm gonna bring my little hands right there, and then let's watch the magic. So I'm gonna do a little bit of noise, okay? There we go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. It couldn't be better. All right. Look at that. It's perfect. So now what I have to do is cut it at the size, right? So I'm gonna do a little bit of a mark with my pencil over here. Oh, with this one. With this one is better. So it's kind of center, right? So I'm gonna just do a little mark here. You might not see this, but I'm just marking down here so I can cut it, you know, exactly what I want, and then we'll see. Okay. I'm gonna bring back my trimmer and just cut exactly where I marked the paper. I'm gonna go right there is perfect. And then on this side, where's my mark? It's right here. And then we need to trim. Oh, it was kind of like a little off right there. Let's see. And then we're gonna cut this part here. So I think, I don't know, it needs to be more like here. Yep, right there. Right. So now I have my little Halloween, happy Halloween banner. That was very easy to do. Very easy to do. Nothing complicated, really. So now you have your little banner. See? Same size as your matting here. And I'm gonna bring my trusty glue here. I like using Nuvo glue. It's kind of good. I like it. I mean, throughout the years I have tried many different glues, but this one is nice. I mean, I used to use Tumbo Mono. That was my favorite one, but then I kind of switched. I saw a lot of people using this, and I said, I want to try it. And it's actually pretty good. Alright. Oopsie. So I'm going to put it down here, kind of like there. Kind of like right there. I think it's good right there. See? And then we're gonna bring Frankie. Now Frankie, we're gonna use some little dots, but I have the small. I need bigger ones. Oops, my phone is going crazy. Let me turn that off so it doesn't bother you. I need bigger foam thingies. So let me see if I have some bigger ones. I'm gonna bring this in. This is where I store my adhesives. I have different type of adhesive. You know that in this thing you have to have different ones. So okay, so I got the circle. Oh, this one have big circles, so I might want to use this one. These are small, and these, let me see these. Then I have bigger here. I'll use the black ones. I have black ones here that they're the smaller, but I ran out of the big ones, so the big ones are good. Let me put this away, because every time I have them around, I just don't want them to get messed up. Alright, because most of the time you use the bigger ones, not the small ones. And most of the times I will use whatever, depending on what you're doing, really. I'll use like the stuff that is left behind. But for the face, we want to use the big dots. Use one here. Another one here. One here in the center. Another one in the lower part of the face so it doesn't get smooshed or smashed and then it looks wonky. I think that's good enough. So I'm gonna bring this tool, and remove the excess paper out so I can actually put him together, right, and on the card. So I'm taking this stuff out. Now, I saw somebody the other day on a video that said, I like putting a little dot of glue so it doesn't really fall off ever. Because sometimes these little foams, after a little while, they might not stick anymore for whatever reason. So maybe it's a good idea to use a little bit of glue. Why not? It doesn't hurt. It really doesn't. There we go. That's Frankie little face right there. Now, for the bolts here, I might use some of this. So I'm gonna bring my scissors and let's see how small I can go, because those bolts are tiny. So we want to cut this the smallest I can. I put it there. Oops, it's too far to the edge, so I want to do it in the center. See, like that. And then this one, the same thing. Not far to the edge, but more there. I'll take this off, and I'm gonna put a little bit of glue, just a tiny little bit. Same here. And I think I'm gonna need my precision tweezers for this, because this stuff is tiny. And then you want to put this thing kind of like here, below his ears, like right there. And then bring the other one. Oops. I'm not a righty. For some stuff I can't. For the life of me, I can't do that. So I'm gonna turn this around and drop it right there, like that. With this glue, you still have a little bit of time to reposition anything you want. And that's what I like about this glue too. Alright, so there he is with his little bolts. Now the hands, same thing. We're gonna use some foam stuff. So the hand, you gotta be careful, because this finger, his nail is a little bit bigger than the one on this side. So make sure you put the right, like the thicker or the widest nail. Like, instead of doing reverse, you do them right, like this. Okay, so this is the side and this is the side. So we want to put little dots. 1, maybe 2 is good, or maybe it's overkill, but I like it to be, secure. We're gonna put a little bit of glue, 1 little dot and 1 little dot. Again, overkill, but I have the feeling that those little foam things, after a little while, the glue, it's done. And we're gonna put his little hand right here, kind of near his face, right? You don't want it to separate it from his face. Same here. Oops. Okay, we're gonna use 2 of the little dots. So 1 and 2. I'm going to remove the little paper. And we're going to go back with the glue. It's very simple, guys. It's just repetitive stuff. All you got to do is put the stuff together and boom, you got a beautiful card. See, don't stress out. Just do your thing and try to make it the best you can, right? I'm going to put this little hand right here. Right there. So it looks like he's just like holding a little banner, or he's just, look at that. Oh, that's so cute. I really like it. This is Silly Frankie and Mad Frankie. You see that? That's great, guys. I love it. I hope you like it too. So mainly the work here was to show you how I did that one, and I think it came out really nice. Different color for the background, but the coloring the same. It's just the difference was basically, let me clean this out so you can have a clear view of everything, right? So basically, okay, let's put this Frankie over here, right? So basically here, the difference is that Frankie looks silly here, and here he looks mad. But the coloring of Frankie is the same. The only thing that changed here was that the matting of the embossing folder colors is different. That's all it changed, really. And that he's silly here. But that's basically the card. It was very simple to do, very fun to do. I really like using embossing folders for this kind of things, especially if you want to bring the focal point of the card to, you know, have that something there. So maybe again you cannot appreciate it on here on the camera, but really it looks really good in person. These folders are very impressive. These are the 3D folders, and Sizzix has a lot of this different textures and things, but mainly Team Halt has more of the grunge side, you know, the, I guess, the steampunk kind of like grunge visual thing. And when you're doing something that you think, because you can do any background really, you can use this with whatever, you know, you don't really have to use the embossing folder. I chose to use the embossing folder because I thought it was pretty cool. You know, usually Frankenstein is like in a laboratory, and then metal, I don't know why it comes to my head that metal is part of his surroundings. So I did exactly that, but I could have chosen to do bricks or wood, or maybe not, none of that, maybe just blending colors, you know. The imagination is yours, so is always there for you to create and do whatever you want. It really is. So there's no questions about, you know, what you can do with a set like this. I mean, there's many things I can do with this set. But I hope you guys like this little part 1 and part 2 of this card. And I hope you follow with me and watch the video because it's really cool. Especially if you're starting to do card making. I'm not an expert on the card making world. But you know, I managed I managed to do my thing. I think there's a lot of other people that are really up to the challenge of every day doing a card, and they're experts in the matter, at least the ones I watch on YouTube. And it's really fun to watch all these techniques and everything that they do. I mean, everybody comes with a different concept, even though they're using the same, you know, set of stamps. But you know, with my skills and everything, I just do what I like to do, and now create things like this. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for coming to my lives. If you know are liking all this series of lives that I'm doing, because I think it's a little bit more comfortable for me to do this way than just doing the video. But I love doing videos as well. It's just that the timing, I don't have the time. In life, I just go in, do my thing, and you watch it good. And then all I'm going to ask for you is to like the video so you can help out the channel. And I'll catch you in my next video. Goodbye, guys. Thank you for coming in. And happy Halloween.